කියලා ඉවරයක් කරන්න බැරි තරම් නිෂ්පාදන පෙළක්. කිල්ස් නිෂ්පාදන අනිම මිලට හොඳම තත්ත්වයෙන්.
The Monetary Policy Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to maintain the overnight policy rate at its current level of 8%. The board arrived at this decision following an analysis of the current and expected macroeconomic developments on the domestic and global fronts. Sri Lanka's gross official reserves stood at $6.1 billion at the end of 2024, which includes the bilateral currency swap facility from the People's Bank of China, which was renewed for 3 years in December 2024.
Inflation will remain at negative levels in the near term before converging to the targeted level of 5%. And latest projection indicates that the deflation is going to be deeper than previously anticipated. That is mainly due to more than anticipated downward revision to the electricity tariffs announced in January. Inflation is expected to return to the positive level from mid of 2025 and converge to the targeted level over the medium term. On the economic activity side, the momentum continues with the economy recording 5.2% of growth during the first 9 months of the year, and the current leading indicators are also suggesting that the economic growth is likely to have continued, and it is expected to continue in the current year as well.
You are trying to sell down the central bank's bond stock. Are you trying to create a marketable instrument? What is the plan that you are thinking of doing?
I think that's a function of open market operations. If we need to bring down the maintain liquidity, we have to find ways and means how to bring down the stock. That's not necessarily that we have to do it right now because we are maintaining liquidity at a certain level.
Actual economic growth you are seeing is whether it's higher or lower than the potential output that you are calculating.
I think in my view, potential is even obviously much higher than 3%. But whether it is 4%, 5% is something you have to look at based on judgment and look at the some of the reforms have increased the capacity to grow.
There's a fiscal buffer of like large amount. So doesn't that push the DSA up?
Gross financing current estimate is in the DSA analysis is based on the assumption they made in 2022. So then on that basis now districts are all complete. So going forward, I think what we can look at is say whether this projected GFN at that point, this actual one is the same or I think obviously difficult for anyone to project GFN. It's lower the better in my view, so that government wouldn't have a lot of pressure, and that will improve the debt sustainability faster than the baseline scenario.
Given the deflation now, at what point do you see the overheating?
Credit growth is an outcome of some indicators. So what we are looking at the forward-looking basis, the aggregate demand is going to peak more than the capacity of the country. It's too early for us to predict. So even this kind of credit growth, we are seeing economic growth by 5%. 2024. So that's an indication of confirmation of economic activity and economic recovery. Credit growth is also indication of confirming economy has been picking up. So that we want to see at what rate economy is going to pick up. Whether it's sustainable or not, that's something we need to monitor.
එළවෙන චෝදනාවක් තමයි උද්දමනයේ 70 මට්ටමට යනකොට ඒක හොඳටම දැනුණා. නමුත් අවධානකාරී තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනකොට ඒකේ ප්‍රතිලාභ ජනතාවට සම්ප්‍රේෂණය වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක.
මිල මට්ටම් වැඩි වුණාට
Even though prices have risen, salaries have not increased for everyone. Wage adjustments typically occur systematically with economic growth. It will take some time for salaries to align with inflation.
හැමෝටම මේ මට්ටමට එන්න.
When we are going to settle past due interest 400 million?
If you look at the settlement, whatever outstanding has been already settled last year.
This year one that.
This year total extended service is about 2.7 billion, including bilateral everyone. All payments going forward this year will be based on the new issued bonds.
Any other central bank requirements on to be completed for the IMF program?
If you look at the our commitments, we have actually only thing this the inflation band, we are below the band. That's all.